What's going on, guys? Michael for GPURisers.com, and we are back in the mining bunker today, and I think we are going to go ahead and fill up one of these R8s with some 3070 Ti's. And I say I think because I'm trying to figure out which ones to do. If you saw the last video, I am going to repad these Zotac cards, but the first one that I do, I'm not actually going to do the Zotac ones. Those are going to be in the second one just because I want to get some up and going as soon as possible. So I'm probably going to be doing these MSI. I think the LHR or the new TI is Gaming Trio X or Z, I think is the right name for it. So we have 3 of them there. I am going to see if these Aoras fit. I'm going to put 2 of them in and just see how much space is between them. I actually doubt I'll be able to get these in, but we'll give it a try. So I have 3 of these, and then I do think I have 1 more on here. So yeah, there is 1 more there. So there's going to be 4 on one side of the motherboard in the R8. And then on the other side, we have 3 Asus Tufts right here on this. So I'm going to use those 3 and the EVGA. So 5 are going to be coming off of this rig to be put on with these 3 right here. So I'm probably just going to add in 5 of these Zotacs over there until I can get to the point where I can repad them. And by getting to the point, I gotta sit down and do it. You know, repadding is never, it's something that I feel like you gotta like mentally prepare yourself to do because it is tedious and it does take quite some time. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna move this thing over a little bit. We probably have a little bit more space here. I got the blinking light again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to plop out one of these R8s, the 5th one right there. I'll pull out, open it up, get it on the table, and we'll start moving over some cards. And I forgot to mention, actually real quick, one of the plugs is getting really hot on this PDU, and that's why we only have 1 on it right now. But I went ahead and got this other one. Now, this one I got from Hot Crypto Mining. I actually gave it to him, and then I needed it back because he's not using these. He's utilizing smaller PDUs, not smaller in amperage or anything like that, but smaller in size because these are quite long, and they work for my setup just fine. So I got this one back from Hawk, and I will be zip tying it back down where it used to be, where the other one used to be, and I'm going to take this one offline because I bought all of these used, and I think you know, some of them have just been used and abused, have worn down over time, and I think that's exactly what happened with this one. So I am going to swap all of those out, and also I did get the R8 opened right here, so we are going to go ahead and start filling it with cards from here. Really only 3 from here, 5 from the operational one, and then we'll swap over some of these Zotacs over there to get them up and running. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move the R8 out of the way and take off all the graphics cards and everything because all of them have to come off of here anyways, and then we can move the Omega frame out of the way. So let me go ahead and do that right now. All right, guys, we got all of the cards out. Here are the 12 of them, the 3 Gigabyte over here, the 3 MSI, and the 6 Zotac. Now you can see this card we did repad. You can see the white thermal pad right there. However, the other 5 have not been repadded. You can tell here it has these stock thermal pads on them, so I do need to repad those 5 before I put them in a server case. And so we have the Omega frame here. Now we took everything apart. We're leaving the power supplies for now. I have to test this one. This one is, I don't think, working. If it's not that, then it might be a motherboard issue. So I am going to test it around. I just wanted to take everything kind of apart so I could, you know, clean everything. There is quite a bit of dust that builds up on these rigs over time. You can see here, it's not so bad, but it is a good idea to clean it whenever you have the opportunity to. Once everything is in there, it's kind of difficult. I mean, you could go by and spray it and everything like that, but you know, every time I do take a rig apart before I add new cards to it or whatever, I do want to make sure everything is cleaned up. So this Omega frame will likely house 6700 XTs, but it's possible it will just have 6600 XTs or 6600s on it. Again, these frames are perfect for 6600s, so I don't really want to mess with those. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to expand with those cards. So if I do have 6600 XTs, I'm only going to need one of these 1600 watt power supplies, so I will take the other one out. But let me go ahead and get this frame out of here and plop over the R8, and we can start seeing what cards we're going to add to it. Again, I don't think these Gigabytes are going to fit in there, but we'll give it a shot. So let me get this moved over. We'll be back in a second. All right, guys, we have the R8 opened right here, ready for loading. We have the cards right here. All the power cables are ready to go. All we need to do is load some cards in. So let's go ahead and see if these fit. I know we've been talking about that for a while now, so let me go ahead and put one in and we'll see if 2 can fit. All right, we have one here. Looks like it'll actually clear that. It's very close. Let me go ahead and plug another one in. All right, guys, as you can see, this is definitely 100% not gonna fit. Even if there's you know, some leeway here, this is not gonna fit. But that doesn't mean that we can't leave this one here, because the spacing right there can fit another one of these cards, so maybe we will keep these in here. Let me go ahead and put this one right here. I think it'll work. So it looks like only one will fit, but that'll do. That'll be fine. This does have 3 8-pins, but luckily the R8 does come with enough cables for that. So let's go ahead and load up these other 3 MSIs. All right, so we got the 3 loaded up there. There's a good amount of spacing there. It's not a whole lot, but it's not bad. But I did forget that I do have a MSI over here. I am gonna go ahead and just not include these Gigabyte AIBs cards on this build. They are just too big for a server case. As much as I would want to put them in here, these will fare much better on an open air frame. So let me go ahead and take this one out. And so now we have the 3 here. I am going to go ahead, power down this rig and get all the necessary cards off of it, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we have the 5 cards out. I did go ahead and put this other MSI in here. We took apart this rig over here, the RTX 3070 Ti Omega frame. This is the second one that we had. We had the original one up there with 12 cards. This one had 10. So we took 5 cards off of it, and we are going to be replacing it with 3 of these and 2 of these, and that'll allow us to have, I think there's 6 here total. 1 is repadded. So we'll have 3 cards that are gonna be offline, and I will repad those in the front. Get those ready for a server case. I like to split up the padding. I know it creates a whole mess and stuff like that, but I can only really do about 3 cards until I go a little bit crazy. And we do have these Zotacs over here. So we have a total of what, 5 plus 6, we have 11 of these. So 8 of them are going to be going into a server case, and then we will have, what, 2 left over, or 3 left over plus these 3, so that's another 6 cards. And then I kind of have to think on whether we want to get another 2 or if I want to just, you know, sell off the 6 of these. I like to have a diversification and stuff like that of my mining farm with different cards, so having 3 R8s dedicated to 3070 Ti's is a little much, but I already have 6 of them, so I likely will do it. I don't know, I got to think about that. So drop a comment down below, guys. Let me know what you guys you know, really think of the RTX 3070 Ti's. You can tell this one has the oil from the pads going, but you know, I know these cards aren't the most efficient. They're definitely not a community favorite, but I want to say about a year ago, these cards are really, you know, attainable to get, or 8 months. I'm not sure, time has been flying by, but when these cards first came out, you know, they were more expensive, obviously, than the other cards, but they were easier to get for closer to MSRP. And I know, you know, prices are kind of taking a nosedive on GPUs right now, especially the 3070 Ti's and the 3080 Ti's, 3090s, 3090 Ti's. So there are some good deals on these 3070 Ti's. I think EVGA has some of these for the mid 6s under B stock, but I don't know, guys. Again, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of these cards. Post-merge, these do look kind of optimistic, but I already have them here, so they will be utilized. So let me go ahead and get these cards in, and we'll be back. All right, guys, everything is all plugged in, got everything screwed in, everything's nice and secure. I put the EVGA over on the end. It was the thickest card. Then of course we have the 3 Asus Tufts and the 4 MSI Gaming Trio Z, I think is what they are. So I got the power hooked up and everything. I am using the C20 to C14 cables, I believe that's what this is. Let me take a look right here. So C14 to C19 is what these cables are. So the C19 is the thicker part, which is going to plug into the back of the R8. The C14 is the smaller plug for usually lower wattage power supplies. So for these are great with the R8s. They work fantastic with connecting the 4 power supply plug up right here. And the company is called Show Me Cables, I think. Show Me Your Cables. I think it's Show Me Cables. And this cable is great. This is a 12-foot cable, and the quality on these are just fantastic. So I'm really happy with that. I will be using them for future purchases. So let's go ahead, power it on, make sure all the cards are on, and then I will go ahead, take out the SSD, load up HiveOS on it, and I'll show you guys the overclocks and what we're getting on this thing. So let's turn it on right there. Looks like we have power. All 4 fans are going. We have the 4 MSI going, the 3 Asus Tufts, and the 3070 Ti from EVGA. So it looks like everything is up and going on this. I will go ahead and power it down. It has no Ethernet or anything connected to it. So let me get the top on. I will throw it into our R8 rack, and I will load up HiveOS in this, get the Ethernet cord in and everything like that, and then I'll talk a little bit about the 3070 Ti. So we'll be back in a second. All right, guys, we have the 3070 Ti rig right here running strong. So I had to actually change these settings a lot. I went to hashrate.no and I followed, you know, kind of the overclock settings that they recommend for the 3070 Ti, but I did forget that these, I don't know if it's 1 or 2 cards or I just got unlucky with the silicon lottery. I cannot really push this Micron memory very hard at all. So I started at 2500, went to 2300, kept having it fail, reboot, driver issues, everything like that. So it's at 2100, I think, right now, or 2200, but I will put a screenshot right here on the screen for you guys to show you guys what this is pulling. Now, you can probably see there are memory junction temperatures that are high. I'm surprised that the MSIs are as high as they are. They do, and one does hit actually 110, drops to 108, 110. It will get cooler as the night goes on. We've had a lot going on in the bunker here, so it is hotter than usual, but I am going to repad those MSIs. And as I said in the last video, the whole point of this is to not really have to maintain it. You kind of just plug and play. And of course, every so often you're gonna have to do something, but whatever you can do ahead of time and be proactive, like repadding these cards, the better. So I will be doing that. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any suggestions for these cards or anything like that, please drop a comment down below. And I'll keep updating you guys as this progresses. We are going to be filling the other 5, so the next couple videos are probably going to be on this. And also we have to repad some of these cards. These are the Zotacs here, the Gigabytes, and I am going to get that rig up and going now. But that's going to be everything for this, guys. I hope everyone watching this has an amazing day, and we'll see you guys next time.